So Sony's suing Tencent for this.
Between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
Back in November of 2024, Tencent announced this brand new game called Light of Motram, though the word new is relative, as at a glance you would assume that it's a game that we've already played. So this right here is...
So, Light of Motram, I can see why Sony, who the fuck is Sony? Oh, fuck? I see why Sony is suing Tencent. This game is a complete rip, for the most part, off of Horizon. Funny enough, there are some enemies in there that act a lot like the bulls or the Falling Star Beast in Elden Ring. There is the little light robot from Destiny. You name it, this game has pretty... This is a rip among rips.
See, it bears a rather striking resemblance to another franchise, Horizon. I mean, just the design language of the aesthetics, it's clearly, for lack of better words, directly lifted from Horizon. And so the game has caused quite a bit of discussion. Now, the game itself is described as an open-world survival crafting game. And looking at the game...
It's a Sony ripoff. That's why Sony's suing Tencent. It is a rip off of a lot of games.
It is more of like...
See, that beast right there? This creature has the same moveset as the Falling Star Beast and Elden Ring.
Monster Hunter meets Horizon meets Ark meets Palworld is the best way I could describe the gameplay.
Oh, God.
The gameplay certainly isn't exactly like Horizon.
This has the same moveset as the grafted Psychon in Elden Ring.
But the aesthetics, the design language, the art direction of Light of Motram is really close to what Horizon kind of executed and what they kind of established. The striking resemblance that it bears to Horizon raised quite a few eyebrows in conversations about this on the internet, with people, for example, right here calling this game Horizon Zero Originality and Horizon Forbidden Creativity, because just about everyone could see the parallel between this and what it was.
That's a fucking good one.
Essentially
Forbidden Creativity, because they get sued now.
Now, people wondered if Sony was going to do something about this, and for a time, it seemed like they were just willing to let this go, but that all changed on July 28th, 2025, when news outlet Reuters reported that Sony is suing Tencent for allegedly ripping off the Horizon.
Dude, there could be so many companies that sue this company. I would not be surprised if 3 other companies didn't come forward with a lawsuit. FromSoft could dip their fingers into this. Palworld could dip their fingers into this. What else? Who else?
So it reads right here, Sony has sued Tencent for copyright and trademark infringement.
The only problem that I see with this is that it's a foreign company. I don't think it's gonna stick.
In California federal court, accusing the Chinese tech conglomerate of ripping off its popular Horizon series of adventure video games. Sony said in a lawsuit filed on Friday that Tencent's upcoming Light of Motram is a slavish clone of its games that copies several distinctive Horizon elements and threatens to confuse players.
You actually would be shocked to know that this happens to millionaires all the time. The bald dude from Shark Tank, he fucking hates China because they rip a lot of his like designs for like molds all the time, and he tries to sue them, and there's nothing that can go. There's nothing that'll stick. It won't stick because of China's laws. It won't stick.
Because again, when you look at Light of Motram at a glance, it just looks enough like Horizon, where people who are not super in the know when it comes
to
like
white bald dude from Shark Tank. There's 2 bald. I think the other guy is black.
Gaming news or super in tune with gaming news may confuse it as a Horizon game potentially, and so that's where Sony is saying a line has been crossed. Now, what's especially damning is that there was apparently once upon a time discussions about a potential collaboration between Sony and Tencent for a new Horizon game. It reads right here, Sony said in its complaint that it declined an offer from Tencent to collaborate on a new Horizon game last year. Tencent later announced Light of Motram, which Sony said features identical gameplay, story themes, and artistic elements to Horizon, as well as many other similarities. So the narrative that generates is that when Sony refused to partner with Tencent on a new Horizon game, Tencent basically said, fine, we'll just make legally distinct Horizon. This almost feels like Tencent going, oh, you won't partner with us on a Horizon game? Fine, we'll make our own Horizon.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. So that's what happened. Okay. That is jacked.
Game, and will essentially copy a lot of visual elements from your franchise. Now,
Bro, you can't just do that.
Area where I think Sony's lawsuit is reaching is quote-unquote identical gameplay, because the gameplay of Light of Motram,
you can't compare it to Horizon. You can't. You can only compare that to Elden Ring because of the Falling Star
there might be elements
Beast.
that look similar to Horizons. Ultimately, it doesn't actually play identically to Horizon. You can tell that
it looks more like a Soulsborne game.
Gameplay perspective.
I think they're going to get cooked on that.
They are rather different games. And B, even if they had similar gameplay, it doesn't matter, because when it comes to gameplay, that's one area where games take inspiration from each other constantly. There's a general consensus that gameplay should not be something that should be trademarkable. Like, one company can't have a trademark on the first-person shooter genre and make it so other companies can't make first-person shooters. And even within the genre first-person shooters, there are plenty of gameplay mechanics that have like evolved over the years that other companies took inspiration from. When it comes to third-person action-adventure games like Horizon, that's also a game that from a gameplay perspective takes inspiration from a bunch of other third-person action games that came before it. So unless they like directly ripped the code from Horizon directly and then use that to build their gameplay, in the hypothetical scenario of their gameplay being very similar to Horizon, I don't feel like that'd be grounds for a lawsuit.
I don't think it's going to stick all that well.
But we're not even at that point, because the gameplay of Light of Motram, homework and change that can be made, and if that's between Horizon and Light of Motram, and at a glance, you'd be hard-pressed to be able to distinguish which is which. They both kind of look like they're part of the same game.
Bro, the elephants even look the same.
Put them side by side. You can see right here all these different comparisons where, yeah, the similarities are incredibly striking. But from a gameplay perspective, you look at it and you can see right here that it is very much a survival game.
Yeah, look, you see the Destiny thing? That's from Destiny, the little robot that follows you around.
Into Ark and Power World, where you build your own base of operations and the like, and then you can go out and hunt mechanical monsters that, again, visually bear a very strong resemblance to the designs you'd find in Horizon.
That looks like
but the core gameplay is different enough, I think, that the gameplay argument is not something they can make. Also because I don't think gameplay should be trademarked.
That thing is fighting just like the crab does in Elden Ring.
Remarkable, especially...
It's got like the spitting breath. It's got the big claw where it goes to the side and slams. It's got the little tiny claw.
Something as broad as like some of the combat elements and gameplay mechanics that Horizon utilizes. So many other games utilize that as well. That
the hitbox
to make
is definitely
that,
different, but it's got like
grounds
the same
for lawsuit
moveset.
Is, I think, dangerous territory. But aesthetically, it could be argued that there's just a blatant ripoff going on here.
Obviously.
And it's not even just the visuals; it's also the audio and the music and the presentation.
It's so shameless, dude. It's so shameless.
Yeah, I mean it's rather blatant.
It's so shameless.
And that of ripping them off, allegedly, because for them it is so blatant and it looks so clear how much they copied from Horizon. Now there are folks who are arguing things like how FromSoft, for example, allows folks to make Souls-likes that bear a strong resemblance from a gameplay perspective, and FromSoft not kind of pursuing legal action against those who...
I don't know what the issue is. I don't know why they wouldn't try to do this. I mean, what if it worked? It would be like really good, but I could see how this would be a problem, especially if they ripped so many games. Maybe Sony took one look at it and was like, I don't know if this is going to be good because this is going to have so many different things that could go wrong with it as far as like lawsuit wise. Cause like there's so much that could go wrong with this. I mean, they're already getting sued, so like
but the way it looks and the identity that it has, it feels like it directly takes from, copies from, and, you know, some say rips off directly from Horizon.
It does. Like, I'm sorry, dude. If you want to be so shameless with it, let's be honest here. It totally fucking does. That's hilarious, man.